Celebrities usually live in a world of velvet ropes, personal chefs, and people who know how to iron silk pajamas. But every so often, they wander into our regular, boring lives, where coffee comes from drive-thrus and surprise visitors are usually just Amazon delivery drivers. And when they do, the results range from heartwarming to absolutely hysterical. Here's a rundown of some of the most unforgettable times celebrities shocked their fans, complete with hugs, tears, wedding crashes, and even free airline miles. Buckle up. Number 12. Gordon Ramsay gets waxed. Imagine going to a wax museum and confidently posing next to Gordon Ramsay, thinking, wow, Madame Tussauds really nailed his furious glare. And then, bam, the statue moves. Your brain short circuits, fight or flight kicks in. Except instead of fighting, you scream. And instead of fleeing, you probably just fall backward into a fake Beyoncé. That's exactly what happened when Gordon himself posed as his own wax figure. He sat there, perfectly still, until tourists leaned in for selfies and then jumped to life, terrifying them. Some screamed, some laughed, and one poor woman looked like she aged 10 years in 10 seconds. Honestly, it was the most cardio those museum guests had done all year. Forget Hell's Kitchen, this was Hell's Wax Museum. Number 11. Metallica's James Hetfield. If you've ever been to a rock concert, you know the best souvenir is usually a crumpled ticket stub or a t-shirt that smells faintly of pyrotechnics. But for one lucky fan, Metallica's James Hetfield decided to take generosity to another level. He handed over his actual guitar. Off his shoulder. Picture it. You're still recovering from the sonic boom of Enter Sandman, and suddenly Hetfield says, "Here, this is yours." You hesitate because guitars are expensive, and also because you're convinced you're hallucinating from the bass vibrations rattling your ribcage. But nope, it's real. And to top it off, he signs it right then and there. Meanwhile, every other fan in the arena collectively muttered, "Why not me?" That guitar probably has its own security detail now. Number 10. Tom Holland, barista of the multiverse. What's cooler than getting your name called at Starbucks? Having it called by Spider-Man? Tom Holland, never one to shy away from charming surprises, once swung into a Starbucks in full superhero gear. Customers, already drowsy and desperate for caffeine, suddenly had their grand cold brews served up by a web-slinging Avenger. One barista shouted, "Grande cold brew for Spider-Man," which is probably the most iconic Starbucks order ever placed. Holland then mingled with fans, cracking jokes and being so wholesome that even the grumpy guy waiting for his pumpkin spice latte couldn't resist smiling. It's safe to say no one cared about their coffee being lukewarm that day. They'd just been served by Peter Parker himself. Whipped cream optional. Number 9. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger has worn many hats. Mr. Universe, Hollywood action hero, Governor of California. But his best role might just be undercover gym guy. With a fake wig, a mustache that looked like it came straight from a dollar store costume aisle, and oversized sunglasses, Arnie walked into a gym pretending to be just another fitness enthusiast. The disguise fooled absolutely no one. Let's be honest, Arnold could wear a paper bag over his head and people would still know it's him. But he committed to the bit, asking people how many miles they'd run and offering motivational one-liners like, "When it burns, it grows." Eventually, someone recognized him, and the reactions ranged from delighted laughter to, "Oh my God, the Terminator just asked me about my treadmill incline." Number 8. Vin Diesel, from fast cars to fast weddings. Your wedding day is supposed to be unforgettable, but imagine Vin Diesel casually crashing your photo shoot. No roaring engines, no flaming car stunts, just Dom Toretto in a suit, walking up and blessing your union with his signature gravelly voice. "I think it's the best thing in the world when people come together for love," he told the couple, before posing for photos like he was part of the bridal party. Honestly, forget the officiant. Vin Diesel has declared you married, and that's legally binding in at least 3 states. Number 7. Drive-thru with a side of Snoop. We've all had a drive-thru worker hand us our food with a smile, but one group of fast food customers got their burgers delivered by none other than Snoop Dogg. One woman nearly dropped her drink in shock. To be fair, if you're expecting a teenager named Kyle to hand you fries, and instead you get the dog father, spilling is the least of your worries. Faux shizzle, here's your combo meal. Snoop might as well have said. Honestly, McDonald's should consider adding a celebrity surprise option to their menu. Pricier than fries, but way more memorable. Number 6. Jason Momoa. Most people groan when the intercom dings on a plane, because it usually means turbulence or someone explaining for the 50th time how a seatbelt works. But imagine Jason Momoa striding down the aisle in full flight attendant mode. That's what happened when the Aquaman star decided to surprise passengers mid-flight. He passed out drinks, cracked jokes, and then casually announced that everyone on board was getting 10,000 free miles. At that point, even the crying baby probably stopped to clap. Forget peanuts. Jason Momoa gave out airline miles. United Airlines could never. Number 5. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. What's the ultimate fan experience? Wearing your favorite star's merch, only to have that star suddenly appear in front of you. That's exactly what happened when The Rock surprised a fan proudly sporting his gear. The fan, upon realizing who was standing behind him, went from regular breathing to hyperventilating in IMAX. They hugged, they laughed, and somewhere in the distance, a choir of angels sang, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" Number 4. Jack Black and Tanner's perfect day. Jack Black is known for being larger than life, but nothing compares to the joy he brought a young fan named Tanner, who's on the autism spectrum. Tanner considers Jack his hero, and when the actor surprised him on set, the result was pure magic. The excitement in Tanner's voice was contagious. "Jack, I'm your biggest fan!" And Jack, instead of brushing it off, matched Tanner's enthusiasm with kindness and warmth. It wasn't a publicity stunt, it was just Jack being the mensch that he is. Some celebrities act like they're allergic to fans. Jack Black, on the other hand, treats them like family. Number 3. Trick or Treat with Olivia Rodrigo. Halloween is usually about candy corn and awkward costumes. But for one group of trick-or-treaters, it turned into a chart-topping memory. When the door swung open, there wasn't a spooky skeleton or grumpy dad handing out Tootsie Rolls. Nope, it was Olivia Rodrigo. "Happy Halloween," she chirped, handing out candy like the coolest big sister ever. One kid boldly declared Taylor Swift was their favorite singer. Olivia just laughed it off and gave them candy anyway, a move that proves she's both gracious and generous. Number 2. Grease Lightning with John Travolta. Sing-alongs are fun, but they don't usually come with actual movie stars. That changed when John Travolta waltzed out during a Grease screening and joined fans in belting out, "You're the one that I want." Forget karaoke night, this was the ultimate duet. People probably lost their voices screaming, but hey, worth it. Number 1. Adam Scott's birthday wish, 30 years late. Actor Adam Scott once told the world that as a child, he invited Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, to his birthday party. The only problem? Hamill never showed. That is, until decades later, when Scott was on a talk show and Hamill finally walked out to surprise him. Scott's reaction? Equal parts joy, disbelief, and "excuse me while I cry like a 5-year-old. It may have been 3 decades late, but Luke Skywalker did finally make it to the party. And there you have it. If you loved this trip through Hollywood's funniest and most heartwarming surprises, don't forget to smash that like and hit subscribe. Drop a comment below and tell us, which celebrity would you want to randomly bump into at the drive-thru or your wedding? Thanks for watching.